Hey, this is Jamie with Stonemeyer Games, and today is an exciting day. Today is July 26, 2019, which is the retail release date, the worldwide retail release date of the Scythe modular board. This is the final planned Scythe product, really, accessory, expansion, anything. And so I wanted to talk about it a little bit today, tell you a little bit about what it is, and then share my favorite element of it. What the Scythe modular board is, as you can see, it is a standard size game board. It's double-sided. Each side is different in terms of the layout, but the graphic design around the edges is the same. So same triumph track, same popularity track, all that stuff. Same size, same place. But the board itself, as you can see here, has these kind of blank areas. It has some blank home bases, and it has some printed rivers and terrain, and there's also a factory in the middle of the board as usual. So you take this board, you choose either side randomly, and then you also choose these tiles that you can see here, these big combined hex tiles. So this is one big tile, and it's double-sided as well. And so you'll randomly choose these. There are only 4 of them, so you're not randomly choosing the tiles themselves, but you're randomly choosing where they go on the board. There are 4 different positions for them, and randomly choosing the size, the side of the tile, and you are just putting it on the board, and it forms a unique landscape. There are, I think, someone calculated like 30 million different combinations or maybe it's 10 million, because there are a few that aren't legal. You can't have lakes directly next to home bases. But for the most part, there are tons of possible combinations that you can come from these random tiles. So as you can see, the theme here is variability. You're getting double-sided board. You're getting double-sided tiles that come out in a different layout every time you play. And you even have, we included 8 new structure bonus tiles in the game. You only ever play with 1. I think there were 8, maybe 9 in the original game, and now you have 8 more to add to that mix. These were designed by some very creative designers who contributed their ideas and their testing to the tiles. But my favorite mechanism in the game, in the theme of all this variability, are the home bases. So in Scythe, on the original board, all the home bases were always in the same place, and player turn order in Scythe always goes clockwise. So if I'm Polania and there is a Nordic player in the game, actually, we'll do Albion if you have the expansion. If I'm Polania, the player who always takes the next turn after me is Albion if they're in the game, and then Nordic takes their turn, and then Rosviet. And so in the Scythe modular board, that gets mixed up. You have these random home-based tiles that you put out. This is one of the first steps in setup, that you put out these home-based tiles at the beginning of the game. And so it creates a new order of play that just instantly feels unique, because you're so used, if you play Scythe a lot, you're so used to certain factions following each other in player order, and you're also always used to, like, the Rusviets always sitting on the same side of the board, or the Polanians sitting on the same side of the board. Now you could be anywhere on that board. So these in particular just add, even just by themselves, add a huge amount of replayability to the game. I wouldn't recommend playing these with the standard board, because the standard board is configured very precisely for each faction to start with certain unique resources in there right next to their home base. In this board, everything goes crazy. I don't pretend that it's perfectly balanced. There will be certain factions that combine with certain tiles that are slightly better than others, and that's why there's a draft at the beginning of the game where you get to draft your starting position. But I really, really like this element of the game. I like it. This immediately, when I started playing with the modular board, felt fresh and new because of the different order of the factions and how they interact with each other in different ways on the board, because they end up in different sides of the board next to different factions in that unique order. So that's my favorite mechanism. If you've played with the modular board, I'd love to hear, this is a positive video, so I'd love to hear what you like about it. I'd love to hear your favorite element of the modular board, maybe your favorite element of variability so far playing with it. Or if you have any questions about it, I'm happy to answer them in the comments below as well. So happy release date for the Scythe modular board. If you have one on reserve at your local retailer or online retailer, it should be mailed to you today, or you can go pick it up today. And we also have it available on our web store. I'll put a link below in the comments. Thanks.